Remora allows users to set up multiple configurations to help them in their management of multiple vehicles. Among these settings are alerts, drivers, routing, schedules, and user management. Alerts. Users can set the platform to send alerts and notifications via certain communication channels when a certain situation occurs within the fleet. These alerts can be triggered by different types of events that can only be customized and defined based on your operations. To create an alert definition, go to the Configuration section. Select Alerts Definitions on the left panel. Select what type of object will trigger the alert. For this example, the alert will depend on a certain vehicle's activity. Select the target vehicle. To set the destination of the alert, fill in the required contact details on the form. To set the parameters of the alerts, select the priority of the alert. Select the specific situation which will trigger the alert. For this example, the user will be alerted once the vehicle disconnects from the system. Press Save to create the alert. Drivers. To add a new registered driver to the system, go to the Configuration section. Select Drivers on the left panel. Click on the New Driver button. Fill in the details on the form. Click Save to create the new profile. To connect the driver to the GPS tracking system, select Driver Identification on the left panel. Click on the New Driver Key button. Choose the driver you recently registered and fill in the necessary details. The driver key is the code indicated on the issued I buttons. It is a 16-digit alphanumeric code which is read from right to left. Input the code and click Save to connect the driver to the key. Groups. Grouping vehicles allows the user to create definitions for multiple vehicles simultaneously, which can prove to be very useful for large fleet management. To create a group, head over to the Configuration panel and press Groups. On the left side, type the name of the new group and press Add Group. Once the group has been created, select the appropriate vehicles in the table on the right. In the drop-down menu, select the newly created group and press Add to Group. The new group will now contain all of the selected vehicles. To check, press the arrow icon beside the group on the table on the left. This will display all of the vehicles inside the group. Routes allows users to force the fleet to follow a predefined path, using POIs at a specific moment in time. To create a route, go to the Configuration page and press Routes under the Routes folder. Set the name and the maximum distance and duration of the route. Then, select the POIs chronologically to define the path of the route. Once set, input the minimum and maximum distance a vehicle can traverse in between the POIs in the route. This is vital to make sure that the vehicle does not make unnecessary trips along the route. Click the Save and Assign Vehicle button. The user will be directed to another module with the list of created routes and vehicles. Select the newly created route under the available routes list. Choose a vehicle to assign to the route. Set a time rule for the route by indicating the start and end date and the type of recurrence, which will dictate if the route will be restarted or if it will operate just once. For this example, we will choose the weekly delivery template for the time rule. Click Save to finalize the route. Schedules. Fleet vehicles need to have assigned schedules so that the schedule violation alerts can be used. This is to assure that the fleet operates at the appropriate times. To create a schedule definition, go to the Configuration section. Select Schedules on the left panel. Select the fleet group and choose the specific vehicle that the schedule will be assigned to. Select the driver. Indicate the starting and ending date of the schedule. Configure the schedule by ticking the boxes corresponding to the working days and by indicating the starting and ending time for each date. For this example, the schedule will only have Tuesday and Thursday as the working days. Click Save to create and assign the schedule.
Geofence restriction. Geofence restrictions provide geographical surveillance for fleet activity. To create a restriction, select a geofence. Head over to the Configurations panel and select Restriction. Press New Restriction. Enter the necessary details and specify whether the involved vehicles can or cannot enter the geofence. Select the geofence and fill in the time span of the restriction. Press Save. The user will then be alerted with the activity of tracked vehicles every time they enter and exit the geofence. Track Objects. Track Objects is a panel that allows the user to specify the details for each vehicle in the fleet. To make adjustments, go to the Configuration panel and press Tracked Objects. A list of vehicles will be displayed on the module. To edit the details of the vehicles, select the Edit logo on the leftmost column of the table. A form will be displayed prompting the user to fill in specific details with regard to the vehicle selected, such as the mileage. Select Update to save the information.
User Management. The Fleet Manager can create and manage user roles depending on the activity of each user. The roles that can be chosen are as follows: Manager, Operator, and Client. The specific details for each role can be viewed in the User Management module. To add a user and set a role, go to the User Settings by clicking the logo on the top right corner. Select Users Management on the left panel. The details of each role will be displayed, while current users and their roles will be displayed in the table below. Click on Add User button. Create a username for the user. The username must be a working email address. Set the role and tick Active. Set an expiration date if appropriate. Create a password. On the right-hand side, tick the boxes which the user is allowed to access. Click Save to create the user.